What is up, people? What is up, heathens? Rev Avi checking in live for the Magic Quarantine Talk, or for the Magic Talk, whatever you want to call it. I'm here. What's up, people? Checking back in. I've taken some time off. Not all of it was willing, but some of it was. And I am back. Let's talk about magic, okay? I'm here, guys. I'm going to give people a few minutes to check in, like I always do, okay? I'll take a few minutes. I won't start talking about the topic right away, okay? If you have friends, of course, tag them. Tag those people up so we can come on these live chat with us. What's up, Rhino? Of course, share, guys. Share the group. Join us on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like, subscribe, join us in our Facebook group. If you're in the Facebook and you have not downloaded the Discord app yet, get that app, okay? Grab Discord. We do awesome voice chats on there. It's a group voice chat. Everybody has a voice on there, not just me, okay? So you guys can talk right back at me. Talk to other people. We can get together, discuss this stuff, and we can all continue to learn together, right? Because we're supposed to continue to be the seeker and not stop learning, right? So tag your friends, guys, and I'll get started in a few minutes with our topic tonight, okay? So the topic tonight is going to be the dangers of mysticism. I was talking with the mods today, and a couple of them were telling me about what's going on with their lives and stuff. And so one of the messages that was conveyed that really needs to be stressed, even repeatedly, over and over again, one thing that really strongly needs to be understood is the dangers of mysticism. And we're going to talk about that tonight. What are the dangers of mysticism, okay? What's up, Larry? I see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping in to say hi, man. But what are the dangers of mysticism, right? There's some dangers that are involved, and they may not be exactly what you think they are, okay? So we'll talk about some of those things tonight. All right, so I'll give people a couple of minutes. I'm going to finish my smoke, and then we'll dive right in, okay? So, what are some of the dangers of mysticism, of practicing the occult and studying this stuff? That's what we're going to talk about tonight, okay? Rhino says you can't be coughing your lungs out onto the floor. Funny.
Don't be hating.
Awesome. So I did just get back from Vegas, and we'll talk about some of the stuff that I did while I was out there, of course, on this live as well. Because it was my birthday, and, got to do something special. So, cool. I'm kind of excited to dive right in. We got a few people on here. I'll give a couple people just a couple more minutes here, because I was a little late, so I'll give you guys a chance. So, cool. I'm excited, man. It seems like we haven't done this in forever. I kind of miss the way we used to connect. Everybody used to be doing voice chats like almost every day. That's how popular the whole thing was. So I would like to see all of that get rebooted and see everyone get excited again. So let's talk about some of this stuff, okay? So what are the dangers of mysticism? I'm going to stop wasting time. So some of the dangers are this. Most people will think, well, let's talk about what people think, and then we'll talk about the real dangers, okay? A lot of people think the dangers in mysticism are spirits are going to attach themselves to you. Some type of hex could get on you. You could have this string of bad luck, be condemned, or your soul could be lost, or all this other bunch of, superstitious stuff that goes along with this. Okay, that's not the real danger. Okay, the real dangers of mysticism lie in obsession. Okay, they lie in obsession. They lie in getting so caught up in this stuff that you forget to live life itself. This can become something that people get so obsessed with that they lose all the people that are important in their lives, okay, or push them away because of a difference in belief because of something that they read, okay. This can become something that could get you trapped in the house and you forget to go out and even get sunlight on your skin, which is something that keeps you healthy. That's a natural process that keeps you healthy. This can be something that can keep you from actually living your life, and that's the true danger in studying all of this stuff, okay? This stuff can also have an adverse effect on you, okay? It can make you angry once you start to realize that other people's viewpoints that they've imposed upon you are not exactly, the world is just not exactly the way that they've told you it is, okay? So this can be a lot of pent-up stuff that's involved with this as well. And it's important to keep a healthy, mental, stable situation with yourself, right? Your mental health is important when you're studying this stuff. You have to be stable yourself, right? And so that's the real danger of mysticism, okay? There's societies out there, people that are all of a like mind. And, when you get a bunch of people together, if you get one person that's, doesn't understand something completely or has their own outlook on the world, and they start imposing it on others, and then you get a bunch of minds together that agree, you can end up with something extremely terrible. And there's plenty of those organizations in existence already, okay? So understand that that's the real danger in this, okay, is leading up to stuff like that, cult behavior and stuff like that. That's the real danger in this, okay? And so when you understand that, then you can start to think, how do you avoid that? The way you avoid that is by remembering the core lesson of what I teach here in demonism, especially to those that have worked closely with the books that I've written and the stuff that I teach. You'll understand that the first core lesson is this: test everything, believe nothing. So we've dodged that bullet, okay, by telling you don't believe a fucking word of anything that we say. Test it all. It's all based in science. It's all based in realism. So that means that if you try the techniques, they're going to work, okay, for a reason that has nothing to do with superstition. And that's the core. That's going to keep you out of that mysticism bubble. That's going to keep you from getting sucked into that cult-like thinking. It's going to help you keep logic as the forefront, okay, which is the core of what everything that I teach is logic and reason, because you have to be a person and be happy and be able to live your life first, okay? That's the core of having true magic to begin with. Magic is about life. It's about nature. It's about the things that are out in the universe that everyone can communicate with and perceive. It has nothing to do with your religious beliefs, with your superstitions, or with mysticism at all, okay? So that's the important message, and that's how you can start to learn what's real from what's complete bullshit. Is test everything and believe nothing, okay? So those are the real dangers of mysticism. I'm going to shut up for a minute. Okay, just for a minute, and give people a chance to drop some questions, comments in, whatever you guys have to say. What's up? And then I'm going to change and talk about Vegas a little bit, okay? So we've covered some of the real dangers. I'll jump back into that in a moment. Let's talk about my phone's glitching. Okay. Let's talk about some of the stuff we saw in Vegas. Okay, so while I was out there, I got to meet with some amazing people and all that great stuff. But one of the most interesting things that is relative to this group in particular is Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum. Now, if you guys don't know who Zach Bagan is, and I keep talking about this because it was that fucking cool to be there and around this stuff. But if you don't know who Zach Bagan is, this is the guy from Ghost Adventures, the TV show. I think it's still on like Hulu or Netflix or something right now. You could watch it if you guys have that. But this guy is someone that went around to different places and did paranormal investigations. He's a paranormal investigator. And he went to some of the most haunted places. And we're talking places where real exorcisms took place. Places that are known to be extremely haunted, extremely demonic, and that type of stuff. And brought those artifacts, okay, and collections of stuff back to this museum in Las Vegas. And so there, in that museum, you have things like the actual ashes of Charles Manson, the paintings that John Wayne Gacy made from his blood and semen. Okay, these are genuinely evil people that existed, and this is just all this stuff combined in this place, okay, along with the demonic and haunted exorcism stuff and all of that sort of thing. So to be in that place and get to lay my hands on stuff that I probably shouldn't have was really, really interesting. And so I wanted to just convey some stuff to people. So if you really consider what a lot of the occult teachers and so-called gurus and Facebook know-it-alls or whatever are saying about this type of stuff, compared to what's out there in the real world. Okay, so we have this sort of run into, or a wall, invisible wall that exists, right? Where you have the occult people saying, oh, well, it's not like the Christians are saying. But then you have all these different people from different faiths, like Catholicism and stuff, that are doing genuine exorcisms and having experiences with demons and whatnot, talking about walking up the walls and stuff that can't be explained by doctors. And then on the other side of the wall, like I said, you have the occult people telling you it's not at all like what they're saying. It's something else. But then on this side, you also have those paranormal investigators and stuff like that that are getting pictures of orbs and different spirit activity and whatever their study might be. So in between that, and the invisible wall that exists between that is logic, right? And that's the thing that I really feel like both sides are really strongly missing. When you're super religious, right? You don't you don't think scientifically. You're like, okay, this is the spirits. This is whatever you believe in, and you're not going to at all leave space to question anything, right? And then if you're on the other side, right? Let's say the occult believer side. You could also be that same fucking way where you're just a believer and you're like, oh, I so strongly believe in this. This is what's making this happen. That you, again, throw logic right outside the window. Okay? And then there comes a point where a person can be so logical that they become atheist. Right? You can become atheist and then you go, well, it's not anything. It's just bullshit. It's all bullshit. I don't believe in anything. So logic prevents that as well because atheism is the same as being a blind believer. The only true path to understanding this stuff is to test it. Okay, that's the only way. It is to test it. To just deny it when so many people are having various experiences is absurd. Okay, but then to just believe it because someone says it is also absurd. Okay, so you have to understand that. Just because people say that something is real, we've all heard it. Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, yada yada yada, doesn't make it real, right? So the only way is to test it. And when you do test it and you realize that, okay, it doesn't really matter if your spells are fueled by angels, demons, or yourself, it still works based on the fact that you are working said operation, then that's when you reach the core of what is making the magic operate. That's when you can start to understand what makes magic function, okay? So let me look at some of these. I do see some comments scrolling in. What's up, Michael Candelario? What's up, brother? Rhino, Zach Bagans. I'm gonna. I want to see this. Zach Bagans. I'm gonna go film this room where they may or may not be anything. Aaron, I need you to lock yourself in the basement where the serial killer murdered 16 people. Yeah, that's Zach right there. That's pretty much how it goes. We're gonna find out if the ghosts are in there, and then let's do the most irritating shit we can to get them to activate. Okay, so I mean, in the museum they had like spirit boxes, the actual Annabelle doll, you know, the chair that supposedly was involved with the case that the Warrens studied for the movie The Conjuring was actually there. I touched that chair, that rocking chair. So they had some stuff that was like supposedly genuinely demonic gateway stuff. The die book box was behind a wall that also had a glass so you could see it, and then on the glass was inscribed a bunch of Jewish prayers and stuff. They were really extensive about like, don't take pictures of this box, don't touch that thing. It's genuinely got some type of demonic energy in it. And of course, I was like, yeah, let me touch that shit, you know, but they were serious about it. There were some rooms inside of that museum where the employees would not go in there. Okay, they would not go in there. They were genuinely terrified. They had ways to lead you on the tour to the door. They would open it, let you go in and say, this is self-guided. I meet you on the other side. And then shut the door on you and meet you on the other side. You had to go through yourself. And so it was very creepy for someone that's kind of normal, right? And is not used to this type of stuff. That museum, genuinely, there was another lady, an older lady that was with us. She was so terrified. She was like wishing she had her Bible to clutch in her arms. When he got to talking about how they did satanic ritual murders in the basement of the actual house that we were inside of, that the museum's inside of, this lady was like ready to clutch her Bible. And I was like, let me down there. You know, like I can't wait to touch on the Baphomet statues. And you've got the actual chalices that Anton LaVey used in this place. Let me see those. I was so excited that this lady was like, oh my God, he's going to let a fucking demon out or something. And you know, I was like touching the caskets and the corpses and stuff like that. I was just hands-on with everything. And they're like, sir, COVID, like, just relax. And I'm like, I can't. This is just too exciting, you know. But this stuff was genuinely in there. And to see someone from the other side be so terrified of this stuff And I'm like, well, bring it on. You know, that's the difference between someone that will test and someone that just believes. You have the occultists that do the same thing. They just believe in this stuff. And me, I will test it. You know, if there's a ghost in that box, bring it on. Bring it on my house. Tell them to pop out and say hi. We want to confirm what's real. If we can contact and connect with something extra, I want to confirm it. And that's the difference. That's the difference between practicing the occult and doing it as a study, and just being a believer that wants, something because they believe in it. You know what I mean? That's sort of the huge difference there. Now, I'm not saying that magic is not real, because it is. I've felt Kundalini before. I've tapped into the spiritual realms. I've done things like astral projection. I know that there's real psychic abilities and stuff that people can develop. Okay? And so, since I know that that aspect exists, let's talk about what I felt. Okay, while I was in there. So it wasn't terrifying stuff like that, but I did feel very strong psychic energy inside of the place, especially when I went to, and hold on, I think I'm glitching. Okay, so especially when I went to touch Dr. Kevorkian's death van. And I don't know if you guys know who Dr. Kevorkian is, but this was a guy that literally, he was a real doctor, and he took his van and created in the back of it an assisted suicide station. So you could just drive, he would drive up and you get in the back of his van. He'd play this really spooky music, which they actually played the actual music, and then he would help you kill yourself. Okay, that was Dr. Kevorkian. He did over 200 assisted suicides in that van. And Zach actually had that van brought to the museum, and I wasn't supposed to touch it, but I put my hands on it, and I felt very strong psychic energy resonating from that thing. Okay, and so there was some stuff in there where I was like, okay, you can tell a bunch of people have died or have suffered or have been involved with this in particular. Okay. Like I talked about Charles Manson's ashes, you can feel it radiating off of that type of stuff. And it has a lot to do with the story and the energy and stuff that was behind it. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything there that's going to get me, but I can attach my mental energy can attach to the energy of what happened with said thing, and then you can feel it on a very deep level, some of that stuff, and it is very dark. Some of the stuff that was in that place. So, getting back on topic, the dangers of mysticism, that's right in line with that, where it's like, just because you can find, and what's up, Izzy? Just because you can find some genuine article that was involved with some type of possession or haunting or whatever, doesn't mean that it still has some type of power. I strongly believe in that psychic energy is just on a level, and on this the subconscious level, on the spiritual level, everything is a oneness. So you can connect with things very strongly like that via your psychic connection. Okay, because that's what your mind is capable of doing. That's my understanding of it. Okay, I'm not going to tell you that it's some ghosts out in the universe that have superpowers. Okay. So with that said, I do realize that in my last live, it was Freaky Friday. And I always try to stand on my word and do the stuff that I say I'm going to do. And I did not do anything in particular for that Freaky Friday. So let me see if I can find some matches. I got something right here. And I will see if I can do something for you guys tonight. So I like the element of fire. I'm a fire performer. I do a lot of things with fire. I've got some matches here. Let's just see if we can get some fire going. And I'm seeing some of your comments now. Death Van is a great band name. You know what? That probably is a great band name. Death Van. I never even thought of that. That's great. But yeah, so getting back on topic, right? Getting back on topic with the psychic connection to this type of stuff. The real psychic energy and real magic that exists in the world is just not exactly the way people want to say that it is. I don't think that it works in that way. That there's some type of supernatural hierarchy to things in existence at all. I think that in nature, it can be very, very chaotic. Sometimes the lion goes to kill the gazelle, and the gazelle wins, and the lion ends up dead. I think nature can be very, very chaotic, and things don't necessarily always work in that way. Even though there are laws and stuff like that that govern this, which I always talk about the 7 Hermetic laws and stuff like that. It's not exactly. I don't think that it works in a sort of hierarchical or in the ideal hierarchy way that people like to perceive it. Okay, it doesn't work in that sort of way. Like people like to think, oh, God, angels, yada yada yada, or seraphim, cherubim, etc. And with demons, it's the princes and etc. etc. The kings, the princes, etc. I don't think that works in sort of that way at all. But I do think that there's a psychology, a deeper psychology that exists behind this stuff. Okay. So let's see how long I've been on. Somewhere in the 26 minutes range. So I'm going to open up for some questions. And I don't know if my comments are frozen or what. Rem says that was a neat trick. Now put it out with your breath or fingers. That's how this started, was me grabbing the fire with my fingers. It's also it's easier to return to something you've experienced before. That's the trick with working with elemental magic and trance situations. Light my joint from here. I can't see it. I can't see it. And I've never actually tried something like that through a long distance. That would be interesting. Mine too. So yeah, with that said, guys, if I'm not getting any questions, I'm going to wrap it up. If you guys want, we can jump on voice chat today, because I know there's some people that wish they would have been able to get there. We had the voice chat yesterday. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to jump on voice chat, we can do that today. If not, definitely going to try and voice chat tomorrow, and then I will be going live again on Friday. Okay? Friday, same time, same rhyme. Cool. I'll hang out for a couple minutes, see if some comments or questions or whatever start to roll in. So, I hope everybody's doing good out there, okay? I'm not seeing any questions or comments, but I hope everybody's doing good out there, okay? Remember to take care of yourself. Much love out there, guys. Much love to you. I hope everybody's doing good. I wish everybody the best and prosperity and all of that good stuff. One important thing I do want to mention is, remember, I did just publish this awesome book. Let me grab it. Mention one more thing. I did just publish this awesome book, Demonism. This thing's humongous. I haven't showed it off in a while, so I will. Here, hang on to the cigarette, honey. Okay, so this is a massive book that I published recently. Around 700 pages. This is around 700 pages. This is going to go over all the stuff that you want to know about left-hand path study. And how to apply it from the mesmeric and trance point of view that I've been teaching since I started this group more than 3 years ago. Okay? So inside of this book, I'm going to cover all of your grandeur demons that exist on the Citra Aura. I'm going to teach you about all of those demons, their mythology, and then behind the mythology, you will learn about the secret psychology, how to apply it, okay, and use it in all sorts of different sorts of ways, okay. There's great sex magic in here. It talks about spiritual evolution in here. I dive into astral and spiritual work, and then at the end of the book, I go into a topic that you don't come across too often, and that is the possibility for genuine immortality, okay? So this is a great book. The name of it is Demonism, Phantasmagoria of the Mind, Demonic and Vampiric Sorcery. Check it out. I posted a link, and I'd like to see some reviews come in, because you guys are going to love it. It's an excellent book, okay? So with that said, guys, much love. Check out the book. Hit me up if you guys want to voice chat, and I will see you guys in the next one.